been welcomed by so much. And, since I've been here, I've loved it. Every bit of it, from the city, community, UNLV, alumni, academics, everything about it. I love the city. I love the school. I'm thankful.
That was Ricky White at his pro day, talking about his love for the city of Las Vegas. And, Ricky White is a legitimate pro prospect, man. He was the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Year in 2024, all team Mountain West back-to-back years, and 1,000-yard receiver back-to-back years. He's a dual-purpose guy that you can get in the later rounds, being a special teams ace, and a guy that could possibly be an intriguing ex-receiver.
So Ricky White Jr., man, he's a legitimate wide receiver prospect, man. He's kind of shown that he wants to be with the Raiders. He's a guy that myself and my partner Graphic have mentioned throughout the process. And everyone knows that the Raiders are in desperate need of receiver help in that room. Now, at the NFL Combine, Ricky White didn't really wow with his combine speed. He had a 4.6 yard, 40-yard dash, but his 10-yard split was 1.55, vertical jump 36 inches, broad jump 10.3, bench press 21 reps. This guy's about 6'2", 184 pounds. Big hands, 9-inch hands. Long arm, long wingspan, 76. So he is a legitimate NFL prospect from a physical standpoint. Now, yesterday at his pro day, he was able to trim a few hundredths of a second off of his 40 and ran a 4.40, which really is eye-raising, right? How he put that work in and got his 40 time down. But, when I look at Ricky White, man, I look at a guy who is a tall, powerful receiver. He is a great prospect to bring into the Raiders. And the fact that he's a local kid out of UNLV, it makes it even more of an enticing prospect. Now, when you talk about the Raiders receiver room, when you look at like a Jacoby Myers, right? Jacoby Myers is like the Swiss Army knife of that room. He is, a classic Z receiver, slot guy. And I think the Raiders are in desperate need of an ex-receiver. Now, would Ricky White give you value, him being a day 3 prospect? Yes, he's something that I would love the Raiders to keep their eye on. And I love the fact that he wants to be a Raider. He wants to be a Raider, man. He's a guy's not going to cost you a whole lot. He might move up some people's draft boards because he is definitely a legitimate prospect. This is not the greatest receiver draft in the world. And whether you get somebody a little earlier than them or you just add him to the room, he's a great kid, great developmental prospect. And I would love for the Raiders to take a flyer on him. So when you see Ricky White, he's like a classic split end. A line at the line of scrimmage. And, one of those guys that you want to have at the line of scrimmage to beat those defenders with his size and his strength, man. So he is definitely a classic X, man. One-on-one matchups on the outside are things that he would normally win. Big body guy, man, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. For me, when we start looking at, the Pete Carroll Raiders, man, the one thing that has been a real hallmark of this organization since Pete Carroll and John Spytek has taken over is them getting value. Most of the free agent moves that the Raiders have made on paper look like we have lost a lot in this offseason, and it remains to be seen whether we have or not. But from the linebackers that we brought in, from defensive tackles, just everybody at the Raiders have brought in, the one key thing has been value. And I don't think that that's going to change in the NFL draft this year. I think that the Raiders are going to get a lot of value at every round of this pick. And they're going to build this football team up to be competitive in the AFC West. Like we all know, the straightest line to a championship is winning your division. And I don't necessarily know how close the Raiders are to that. But with the addition of Geno Smith and all of the free agent that we brought in, you know what I mean? Jeremy Chin, all of these guys are legitimate football players that are a lot better than what people think. They're a lot better than what the public think. They might not be the flashiest names in the world, but when it comes to actually getting out on the field and being productive, man, these guys have done a wonderful and masterful job backfilling his roster, and they're not done yet. And I think that the cherry on top is getting value in the later rounds in the draft. And when you talk about Ricky-White III, man, he is exactly that. And I would love for the Raiders to take a flyer on him. Guys, listen, if you like this quick short, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're in a race to 14,000 subscribers. I would love to get there within the next week or two. Please, cost you nothing. Hit that subscribe button. Share this thing out to all social media. This is your man, Wasted Talent, coming to you live with another quick hit. Pay your bar tabs. Share this thing out. We are out of here. And guys, really quickly, we're going to be back live this week. I'm feeling better. So we're going to be back live, guys. I haven't really been able to sustain being live. Having some issues, but I'm back. I'm ready to rock and roll. So guys, listen to me. Pull up. We will be going live either today or tomorrow. Raider Nation Unlimited. It's your man Wasted. For the second time, I am out of here.